Joshua, feature filmmaker 24 reviews, where I talk movies, TV, and music, giving you guys my review of The Green Knight, which is the newest A24 film, and of course this is a medieval fantasy film that was directed, written, edited, and produced by David Lowery. This is adapted from the story Gawain and the Green Knight. This stars Dev Patel, Alicia Vikander, Joel Edgerton, Sarita Shabduri, Sean Harris, and Raph Innocent, and Aaron Kellyman. And this came out back in July, on July 30th. And in this movie, we have King Arthur's headstrong nephew, Gawain, as he embarks on a daring quest to confront the Green Knight, who's a mysterious giant who appears at Camelot. Risking his head, he sets off on an epic adventure to prove himself before his family and court. When it comes to the Green Knight, I was actually curious about the Green Knight. I am a fan of A24. I know A24 is very divisive. I haven't seen every movie they made. For what the movies I've seen them do, I've enjoyed them mostly. And I am a sucker for fantasy medieval films, especially King Arthur stuff. The King Arthur stories has been told for a very long time on film, especially with stuff like King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword, which was a flawed movie, but I actually really enjoyed it. And the King Arthur 2004 movie, I think, is mediocre at best. And then there's also been other attempts to do King Arthur, like last year's Curse, which focused on Queen Nimue, which I actually really like that show. Sucks that it got canceled, but what did I expect? This is Netflix. They cancel stuff half the time. But The Green Knight, it had my intrigue when I first heard about it in 2020. And I saw the first trailer in 2020. I was like, this looks really good. Of course, it did get pushed back to now, and now it is out. And of course, with David Lowery, I am a fan of his films. I really like his movies, such as Pete's Dragon, the live-action remake, Anthem Body Saints. I thought was actually really good. A Ghost Story, I haven't watched it again, but I actually really liked it. And I haven't seen The Old Man the Gun, but I'm interested to see what it does. This movie, he was not only directing it and writing it and editing it, and David Lowery is one of the most underrated filmmakers working. But this movie, I was very surprised. I very much loved it. In fact, this is one of my favorite movies of the year. Starting off with the things that I very much love. For one, the way this movie is a deconstruction of the Arthur times. Now, if you are not an A24 fan, or if you are a King Arthur fan, you probably will not like some of the decisions that are being made with this film. But I really personally love what this movie was trying to do. It was trying to be more of a deconstruction of the Arthurian legends, and it was able to create an environment and an intriguing 130-minute slow burn, which I found amazingly fascinating. It's a very good slow burn with great character depth for our characters, especially with our main character, Gawain, played by Dev Patel, who gives a really amazing performance in this movie, by the way. He is the standout star of the movie, and he has to convey a lot of emotions in this movie. He is willing to take on this task of finding the Green Knight, even if it means him almost risking his life. And for some people, this is a very character-based film. It's a very character-driven movie. So if you're expecting wall-to-wall action like in the other King Arthur movies, then you're not going to get that here. This is trying to do something a lot more different, a lot more creative, and a lot more innovative. And I very much appreciated the effort that he was trying to do. All it all comes not only just Dave Patel's amazing performance as Gawain, but I think is also, of course, the direction of David Lowery, and also the writing. The way he executes this story is brilliant. It's very thematically rich, and it's very epic, and it does something a lot different. It's the kind of dark Arthurian tale that you take, where you're taking a classic medieval story and you turn it on its head, which it has themes about honor, nobility, and trust. And that's what I very much love, and that is unlike anything I've seen before with a King Arthur movie, and I think that is very amazing. And there is very little action in this movie, but when it's there, it's very well shot. Also, this movie is so gorgeously shot. This is a beautifully crafted film. It's so gorgeous. The cinematography in this movie is fantastic, by your main cinematographer of the movie, of course, Andrew Dross Palermo. It's very good cinematography. It's very inventive, very amazing, and it's very, very subtle. I love the way this movie looks, from a production design standpoint, to a costume standpoint, to the editing standpoint. David Lowery actually went back and cut this movie again after he was not happy with his first draft, and that is a very testament to how much he really cares about the story. For a $15 million budget, the effects are amazing. I love the effects, and the score is really great by Daniel Hart. It has that epic feel of a King Arthur movie. Is not as crazy as King Arthur Legend of the Sword, which some people will probably be happy about. It's a very highly original film, where during the whole summer we've had some good stuff like Space Jam: A New Legacy, Gunpowder Milkshake, which I personally enjoyed, but then we've also had some frustrating movies like F9, and some bad movies like A vs. Monster. But the long and arduous journey that Gawain takes in this movie, I think, is really compelling. It's amazing. I think everything that comes along with that would not be as great as it is without the directing and the actor that really pulls this off, as well as the visual aesthetics. For 2 hours and 10 minutes, I was never bored. I wanted to see what else happened. I was intrigued. I was invested with the world. And that's what you should be with a movie like this. You should be invested in the world. You should be excited to go into the world of the medieval times. King Arthur, ever since I was young, I love the fantasy stories that we have of King Arthur, and like I said, I had an amazing opportunity to play Sir Gawain in Chaos and Camelot back in high school, back in my senior year, and that video is up on the channel. Getting into the rest of the cast, I haven't mentioned them. Alicia Vikander is another great standout. She has to do 2 different roles, and for both of these roles, she commands every scene that she's in. She plays Essel and the Lady. I think she's fantastic. You also have Sarita Chaudhary as Morgan Le Fay, Joel Egerton as the Lord, Ralph Anderson as the voice of the Green Knight, which he looks amazing, by the way. It's so good, so fantastic. Also, I did enjoy Erin Kellyman and Kate Dickie as Winifred and Queen Guinevere. I was invested. I care about the world and everything that was going on. I love the themes that Lowery was bringing in. The importance of comporting one's self with integrity, goodness over being concerned with one's legacy. And it's very ambiguous. You have the way that he chose to go into complicated relationship with Morgan Le Fay and Gawain. And I also love the conflict between mankind and nature. Everything is amazing. I love the themes that Lowery takes in his writing. Now, I don't have anything negative to say about this movie. The one thing I will say is that some people will not like this movie because it's a very different King Arthur movie. It's very ambiguous. It's a very character-driven slow burn. But if you're willing to hang on for those 2 hours and 10 minutes, you will be rewarded. The Green Knights, I was very happy with this. This is definitely one of my favorite films of the year. I appreciate the themes, I appreciate its ambiguity and its ambition. David Lowery does a great job with directing, writing, and editing. The acting is great from Dev Patel. Beautiful cinematography, beautiful visuals. I am very happy that this movie exists. If you have not seen this, it's on VOD now and it comes to Blu-ray, 4K, and DVD next month. Definitely check this out. If you are a fan of medieval films, if you're a fan of A24, I strongly recommend watching this. This is definitely one of my favorites of the year, and I am giving it absolutely my Spider-Verse seal of approval because it respects the legends but also takes it in a different approach. And that's what I loved about this. So that was my thoughts on the Green Knights. Let me know in the comment section down below what did you think of the Green Knight. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Or you saw it right in the middle? All my social media links in the description box down below. If you like some money to my channel or you want to send fan mail, you can get to me privately and do that as well. And you guys keep cool, join the Epictasticness, and I'll see you guys in the next video.